trade, this I think is an important topic, which is that time, like they say, is more valuable than money because money can be replaced and time can't. Whatever you did today, that day is gone forever. How are you going to get it back? I mean, unless you do time travel, or unless you go to the akashic records where everything is stored and find a way to re-experience it, or Groundhog Day or something like that. But aside from magic and science fiction, time cannot be replaced, it cannot be renewed, it cannot be restored. Yeah, I mean, you can undo mistakes, but that's future time to undo, and you can be mindful to enjoy everything in the moment. That's important too. But so I call this trade because mindfulness means that every day of your life you spend thinking, like, is this how I want to spend one day of my life? I mean, they say the reason for time is to teach us the value of life and the value of choices, that if we had unlimited time, then we could just do anything and anything would be as good as anything else, and we wouldn't prioritize, we wouldn't focus, because it's like, yeah, I have infinity, I'll get to this, in 10,000 years, and if I don't get to it in 10,000 years, I'll get into it in 10 zillion years. Because there is no limit. So limits, like scarcity, creates resourcefulness. Like they say, what's that famous expression? Those that are in need, I forget exactly how it goes, but it's right on the tip of my brain, so I'm frustrated I can't think of it. But necessity, here it goes. Necessity is the mother of invention. I want to say something in this podcast also about time, that I'm talking faster in the podcast, if you can think of it now, because I have so much in my life, even more than ever. Like I used to the podcast is still a priority to me, but I could speak slower in the podcast because I had less of importance to do. Like, I'm not a person to over commit myself, because if you try to do too many things and you do most of them halfway, so I've learned that not to do too many things and to focus and be mindful in the moment. So I'm still doing that in the podcast, but I have to talk a little bit faster, and it's becoming more natural because I just have so much to do. And if I can say, I mean, this sounds a little bit crazy. I mean, Gary Vaynerchuk talks about making the most of every minute. But if I can say the same thing in 10 minutes and 8 minutes without sounding like those chipmunks that talk too fast, like when you speed up a record or whatever, then I'll say it in 8 minutes instead of 10. I'll use those 2 minutes for something else that needs to get done also. So related to trade, think about your time as your greatest asset, and that you are trading your life. Time is really your life, because when your time is over, your life is over. I mean, it's basically the same thing. So think about, do I still want to be friends with this person? Do I still want to be married to this person? Do I want to work hard to preserve my marriage? Do I want to teach this course? Do I want to take a different course? Do I want to stick with what I have? Do I want to find something new? Do I want to hold on to bitterness and resentment? Do I want to tell somebody I love them? Do I want to hold people more accountable? Do I want to hold one specific person more accountable? Do I want to, change my diet? Do I want to change my mindset? Do I want to change my forgiveness? These are all aspects of time, because feelings dominate our minds and control our time. They control our behaviors. Thoughts control our feelings, so those control our behaviors maybe once or twice removed. So everything in life is a trade, especially with time. Think about your thoughts that you have. Think about the actions that you have. Think about the feelings that you have. Think about the relationships that you have. Think about the behaviors that you have. And ask yourself, the time that these are taking up, and also the emotional energy, the time that these are taking up, is it worth the trade?